I don't know about you, but the lack of fully featured games on Android really bums me out. So lately, I've been on a quest to see how newly released titles perform on our smartphones using a PC emulator like Winlator or GameHub. There's a new game out that some have called the most highly anticipated indie game sequel of all time. It's called Hollow Knight Silksong, and as you can see, it's running really well on Android right now. Most of the time I'm seeing the FPS sitting right around 90, but I've seen this jumping up to 200 frames per second in certain areas. I haven't had good luck with this controller when using Winlator, which I think is due to it using a USB connection. So I'll be using GameHub here, and I'll have the full container settings layout toward the end of this video for anyone who wants it. I'll also have a dedicated video linked there as well, showing how to install games in a Winlator container. So that way, even if you aren't familiar with setting up an emulator, hopefully it'll be enough to get you up and running. We can see the game boots up rather quickly. We have both GPU and CPU activity, which is a good sign. And it looks like we're able to boot in very easily. We're getting over 90 frames per second here as well. But let's see how it goes when we're actually fighting things. I didn't play much of the first game, but these developers are really good at easing you into this world. Performance is still holding up really well, and I'm currently running this on the Snapdragon 8 Elite. So if you're testing this on a low-end or mid-range device, then please share those performance numbers down in the comment section below. Hollow Knight Silksong really seems like the type of game that would be perfect for Android. So it's a shame that the developers haven't talked about a proper port yet. Now, I have been reading about the sales numbers for this new title, and they are really good so far. So let's hope that will give them enough funds to invest in a port for Android. For now, you can grab a legit copy from just about any video game storefront like Steam or GOG and give it a spin with an emulator like Winlator or GameHub like I have here. The best part about this release is that I was able to play it with GameHub right out of the box. The default settings that this app uses when I import my install folder was able to play the game really well. But I went in and adjusted some settings just to see if it could play a little better. For example, I went in here and I switched to the latest official driver for the Snapdragon 8 Elite. But you may want to switch to a custom turnip driver if there's one out there that supports your hardware. I kept the compatibility layer as it was, so it was left at Proton 9.0 ARM 64X-2. The audio driver worked really well with it set on pulse, so there was no need for me to change that. Now I did switch over the VKD3D to none, and then I set the DXVK to the latest async version. I did change the CPU translator option to the latest FX version, which is 2025-0806 as of right now. And as you saw, Android is able to emulate this game incredibly well. So you saw the settings that I used to play the game, but I want to hear what your experience has been so far. please share the details of which chipset you used to playtest Hollow Knight Silksong emulation on Android. And then tell us what type of performance your phone was able to achieve. I'm really curious to learn just how much raw power is required in order to emulate this new indie game on Android.